Hey, this is Ronnie. Today I was working on a course that I'm going to be putting out soon, and I thought, hey, this lesson would be great for everybody to hear. And I didn't want to wait until the course is done for everybody to have access to it. So, what I'm talking about is making permanent changes in your life. Daunting, to say the least. I had an issue years ago. I was 48. Um, Successful by most people's thought of success. And I had things that I was doing, but I had no motivation. I didn't really want to do the job I was doing, and physically, I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling like I was doing enough to keep myself healthy, etc. I was a little overweight. Things like that will weigh down on you and keep you from being your best. So I got fed up, and one morning I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Started getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I know it sounds early to some people, and some people say, "Well, I do that already," but what I did then was I made a change in what I did after I got up. I was working from home. And working from home can be kind of depressing because you're in the same place all the time. But I built in a false commute. Now I live in Colorado, so my commute was further than most people's or false commute. I was driving 12 miles out to the convenience store to get a cup of coffee. And then I would drive back and start my day. It was a good change because it gave me a little bit of a buffer between the time I got out of bed and started my workday. So one thing I added in there that was pretty magical is I thought, this isn't helping me physically. So I started walking. There was a way I did that. I parked on a trail that is 1.7 miles away from the convenience store where I got my coffee. And I walked that 1.7 miles and got coffee. And then guess what? I was parked 1.7 miles away, so I had to walk back. I didn't give myself a choice. And I loved coffee, and that was the only morning coffee I would allow myself. So that's how I went to get my coffee was I walked. And it was exacerbated by the fact that it was January in Colorado, Falcon, Colorado, which is just east of Colorado Springs. So it was cold. A lot of mornings it was below zero, and I still put that walk in my way. So I put something in my way to get the reward that I was after. And that something was a beneficial something. That's how I started walking. It worked so well that after about 6 months, I felt bad when I didn't walk. I felt like there was something wrong if I didn't walk in the mornings. I noticed I even started walking on weekend mornings, something I still do. So I took it a step further as well. I got out of bed. There was one morning I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, this just isn't enough. So as soon as I got out of bed, I did a set of push ups. It's like, wow, set of push ups. Now, I'm not going to tell you how many push ups I do today, but back then it was a small set. It may have been five, it may have been 10. It wasn't an impressive number, but I did a set of push ups as soon as I got out of bed every morning. And I would take a shower to get ready for work. And I would do another set of push ups before I got dressed. And by building it into that simple routine that I did every morning, it stuck. And that's been years ago. I still do it every morning. Get out of bed, set of push ups, take a shower, do another set of push ups, get dressed, and it's just as much a part of my day as brushing my teeth. That's how I work those habits in. I can't always walk at this point in time. I hope to return to it very soon, but right now my work schedule doesn't quite allow for it. But I walk as frequently as possible, and usually around 4 miles. So I try to keep that part of my routine, even though it can't be a regular part at this point in time. So what I'm trying to say is simply this: do things that you can do with consistency. And in my case, my goal was something I could do for the rest of my life, because that's my goal, is to stay healthy for the rest of my life. I think I can keep this up forever. So on that note, when I add push-ups to my set, I do so very carefully and make sure it's a maintainable number for me, something I think I can do as well when I'm 70 as I do now. That way, I don't ever get to a point where I get I feel like I'm declining, I can always do that set of push-ups, and I can always walk that distance. That's really important to me because it's all about longevity for me. That's probably enough information for one video. Hopefully, I'll see you in the course, and I'll post more videos here as I have these epiphanies of ideas that you might enjoy. Thank you much.